Summer is a time for excitement, so go ahead and switch things up with a new recipe from HelloFresh. With pre-measured ingredients and easy-to-follow instructions, it's never been easier to try something new. Get 14 free meals, including free shipping, with code FACE14 at hellofresh.com/FACE14. This is hello and welcome to episode 65 of the Face podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey, and with me, as always, Andrew Panton and Gavin Free in no particular order. Although I realize saying it out loud, I usually say Gavin before Andrew, and I wonder why I do that. It's not intentional, but it definitely happens more often than not. This is kind of a special. Gavin and I were talking about this yesterday. It's a special episode. We're not supposed to be filming this right now. This is a sort of a gift from the podcast gods that we are doing this in this moment. The last time we all spoke together, you're not talking. The last time we all spoke together, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say, the last time we all spoke together, we talked about how it might be the last time we ever speak together if anybody died. Nobody did.
No, that's what I was going to say. I thought you're saying that it's a special episode because we weren't expecting to do it. I think it's special that we all lived after you cursed us.
Well, I didn't curse us. I just pointed out.
So far.
Yeah, that's true. Gavin might be. We should get into it. It's going to be a fun podcast for a couple reasons, I think. We tried to make the most of this extra time together, which if Gavin lives long enough to tell the story, we can get into that. But Gavin, you're dying.
I might have poisoned myself. I'm not sure yet. I'm feeling a bit dizzy and my throat feels small. I decided I'd tackle the wasp nest right before this. So I don't know if we updated the face listeners, but the nest was partially destroyed when I turned on the fan, and then they just decided we'll just make it on the outside of the fan. So they're now on the bit that doesn't spin where the fan connects to the ceiling. A big old nest. Haven't been out there in a while. I thought I'll buy some killer. So I bought a little can of wasp foam. I'm not sure how it kills the wasps. I assume it's an extremely powerful poison because I sprayed it on the nest, and they just dropped dead within like 5 seconds. And I was like, bloody hell! And I was reading the instructions. It was like spray from upwind. You don't want it blowing on you, and then immediately get out of there. And I stepped back and I just watched all these wasps just drop down dead. I was like, bloody hell! What is this stuff? What's it doing to him? And I just backed the hell up. But then I started to feel the wind against my face, and I was like, "Uh-oh, should I be?" Oh, and I just thought I need to get out. I need to cross directly under the nest to get out of it. So I just pulled my t-shirt up and just powered through. And ever since then, I've been feeling a little bit dizzy, a little bit shaky, and my throat feels small. So I've told my co-host here just to. You check in on me if I go quiet for too long. Just make sure I'm still there because I don't know what might happen. And I'm sure I'm just feeling a little bit paranoid because I felt wind on my face and must have immediately thought I've inhaled this stuff. So it might be my own body playing tricks on me. But who knows? Hopefully I'm fine.
I'll be honest with you, dude. It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good. I have two immediate thoughts. One, I love that in the instructions that you read them. You took the time to read them. You were being
read all
safe.
Of them. Read the whole can.
Their instructions weren't to wear protective gear, make sure you have a mask on. Their instructions were use it and book it because it will be problems if you stay.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of other stuff. It was don't use on a day when it's going to rain.
Sure.
That was another one because they don't want it to wash into the water systems, I guess.
But I feel like it's such an obvious, you should probably be wearing a mask to do this. And it seems as though their tone was just run really fast.
Nick's right. It did say use at dusk, and I didn't pay attention to that.
Okay, I now take back everything I said. You opened this by seeming like you were following all instructions as given, and you clearly just skimmed it.
He read them. He didn't heed them. It's different.
The dusk stuff is just that there's going to be less wasps there during the day. They're not going to be all back.
Oh, you think
they'll be out working?
That's a wasp warning? They don't want you to attack the full crew at once? They're going for your safety in case there's
No, they want you to get the full crew. They want you to use it on them when they're least active and when most of them are back. But I just thought, I'll just quickly get this done. Because basically I want to be... I need to work in that area. I need to do some other drilling and
You want to get them at the end of the day after they've done their full 8-hour Wasp duties and they're exhausted and they're sitting around their Wasp dinner tables just trying to eat a little bit of food and listen to their shitty Wasp family talk about their day. And they're just exhausted and just kind of emotionally drained. And then that's when you hit them with the poison.
I feel like you're setting up a real lone survivor scenario, which I'd be very fearful of. There's going to be one Wasp who comes home, sees what has happened, and will be vengeful. I was going to say the other thing that brings me a lot of joy is the fact that you're living the happening too. You're the only person outside of the happening that has run from the wind, that is terrified of the breeze, that when you felt that breeze, it was like, this is death, I gotta go.
I swear that was like an immediate wind change. I would have honestly just left it because, I mean, they're not very aggressive, but I have seen my cat sort of jump at them and try and chase them, and I thought, Smee's going to get stung on his face if I leave them out here.
Probably.
So I might as well just shift this one nest.
When the wind started to attack you, did you go, what? No. like Mark Wahlberg?
Slowed down to like 5% or 50%. What?
No.
Well, I don't want you to be the only one poisoned, Gavin. You reminded me of something.
You gonna drink some bleach to Misery Loves Company?
No. So I was going through my closet and I've been trying to find a certain cable. I wanted to reset up my Xbox 360, so I've just been going through everything I have. And I found a garbage bag. And I was like, what is this? I don't remember what this is. I still have my fire extinguisher in my garbage bag from when I fired it with all the stuff. I haven't opened it yet. I've been meaning to take it apart. But
why not just throw it all away?
Well, because I kind of want to see what it looks like on the inside.
You should try and like buy a load of vials and you can sell it.
To who? Where?
That's interesting.
Like what? What do you mean?
Not the Rooster Teeth store, vials of fire extinguisher?
Gavin, I'm having a hard time moving these sauces. I don't think the fire extinguisher remnants.
Well, you got to start getting I was listening to which I never do, but I was listening to the most recent episode, and you got to start getting your sauces graded. You talked about it. They're worth like 3 times as much. If you get a PSA 10 BTS sauce, you don't need to sell a lot of those to retire.
Did you see that they have a new celebrity meal coming out August 8th?
No.
I don't remember who it is, but there's a new one coming out with different sauces.
It's clearly working.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of it because I have a complaint with McDonald's. That looks like a great meal.
Weedy.
Yes, it's a Big Mac and like a 4-piece nuggets, whatever. Anyway, they were supposed to stop selling. I think maybe this is a great argument for what I was saying before. They were supposed to stop selling the BTS sauce on June 20th, and they're still selling it to this day. I ordered McDonald's yesterday, and I got 2 more sauce things. So I need this new one to come in and push out all the BTS sauce because it's still in circulation. I need there to be a demand,
there's still no demand.
There's still no demand, and it's over a month later. I think they forgot because June is a very forgettable month.
I just don't agree with that.
There's nothing forgettable about the month of June. That's for sure.
There's a song. Name a song about June. What is a June song?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That doesn't count. That's not about June.
My birthday's in June. I hear it. It counts.
Yeah, but it's not about June.
It's about my birthday, which is in June. Yeah.
I know, but that's not a same. I'm talking about a song about the month of June.
Hey June.
You're right. I apologize. It's an iconic hit. Everyone loves Hey June.
Here's a bunch of songs about June by bands I've not heard.
Yeah?
There's a
You've
whole
heard
list.
of my September song, though.
9 songs about the month of June, from Train to the Decemberists to Eminem. June Hymn by the Decemberists. Drops of Jupiter by Train, gross. June is Busting Out All Over by Carousel, that sounds gross. Words I Couldn't Say by Rascal Flatts.
Oh, wait.
June in January by none other than Dean Martin. Did It Again by Shakira. And her June Don't Lie. Eminem sings a song called Spacebound, all about the month of June, as does Nicki Minaj with Dead Wrong. Damn, dude, that's some heavy hitters.
I feel like a lot of those are about people named June, though, and not the month.
We could do a June mixtape. There's so much.
Not nearly as iconic, though.
You get a lot of people named June, but not a lot of people called September.
That's true. That's a great point. I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
What do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk? The Olympics are on. We could talk about the Olympics, or we could talk about one of the things I've been most excited about for weeks now, that finally happened that I have been avoiding all info on. And I really hope I don't see how I could be disappointed, but I'm scared that I will be.
What are you talking about, Andrew?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Suddenly, that's very weird. I was so excited going into this. I suddenly just got the feeling that I'm about to be very disappointed. The bike trick apparently happened.
We were lucky enough. So the reason we're filming this week and we weren't I was gonna go abroad, but then about 12 hours before going to the airport, I decided I wasn't. So we actually were able to film the bike trick.
The bike trick. Not only did we film it, I'd also like to point out another nice thing about today's recording is that the last 3 recordings we've done have been doubled up. So we've done double episodes, which is great. And it was a necessity because of this upcoming trip. But kind of nice to know that we only got to do one today, you know?
Yeah.
We can just totally. Like easy peasy, just one episode. Yeah. But we took advantage of that time. And because Gavin and I made the plans so last minute, we tricked Mother Nature. She wasn't able to shit on us. And she did it a different way. I'll say that. Gavin and I picked what must have been the hottest day on earth to sit in a concrete ditch for 3 hours and watch a progress bar on his camera.
It was so hot, dude. The camera was burning my hands. It was hard to hold. It's black metal.
I am this isn't hyperbole, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that I had to do the trick or attempt the trick many times throughout the course of the recording.
We needed coverage.
To get coverage, I would say about halfway in, I was afraid I was going to pass out on the bike.
I was afraid I was going to pass out just trying to hold the camera up. I was trying to bring minimal stuff, so I didn't bring a tripod. I was just like hanging a camera out of my hand with a lens on them. But it's still quite heavy.
We walked from Gavin's house because we couldn't figure out how to ride 2 bikes with this $700,000 camera. So I walked my bike and Gavin just walked with the backpack from his house a very long way to this ditch, first of all. And so we were exhausted before we got there. And holy shit, man. There was no shade. It was just concrete on top of blazing hot-ass Texas sun.
Oh. So I want to set the scene a little bit. Because you've described this trick several times. I still have no idea what it looks like. I don't actually know what you're doing.
Let me be honest with you, Andrew. I got there and Geoff was like, because I needed to know where to stand to film it.
Yeah.
Geoff ran me through the trick. He was like, okay, come up here. I'm going to come up here and go over this. And I'm going to slide down here. He explained it to me like in real time. I still didn't know what he was going to do. I had to just be like, oh, you just got to do it. Because I don't know what.
This motherfucker, he goes, I explained the trick to him. I go, this. And he goes, oh, so where do I stand? And I go, you're the fucking cameraman. I don't know, wherever you stand. I'm not going to do your job for you. I got to do the fucking trick.
I need to see where you were going to go for the sake of my lens and stuff.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I've been trying to think about how to tackle explaining this what went down. And I think it's better through Gavin. I think, Gavin, you should take the lead on this.
You in explaining
through you, yeah, like what we did, how it went. Like, I think this is your story to tell.
I was trying to avoid any information on the thing at all. Like I texted you guys. I texted you guys. Don't tell me anything. I want to see it live. Then I went into the KFace Discord and you guys posted about it on Instagram, and that's the only thing I saw. And I spoiled myself by going to the KFace spoilers thing. I saw the little place you were in, whatever the photo was, and I was completely, even after seeing the area in which the trick would happen, I felt like I was more confused than the verbal description. I could not see or tell where a trick would happen or like where you'd land. It was baffling. So I'm glad that you were still confused, Gavin, as much as I was upon seeing the location of the area.
Oh.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life is full of stress. It doesn't matter who you are or what you have, your life is probably stressful, especially these last 18 months or so. It's been a whirlwind. You may not be feeling down right now or out and out depressed or like you're at a total loss. But if your stress is higher than normal, maybe your temper is a little shorter than usual, or even if you're starting to feel a strain on your relationships, you could probably use a chance to unload. That's where BetterHelp BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp has customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Unload the stressors and get some unbiased feedback. You'd be pretty surprised at what you might gain from it. See if it's for you. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Face listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/face. That's BetterHelp.com/face. What is HelloFresh? Why, with HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients, and they're fresh. They're mouth-watering, seasonal recipes that are fresh, delivered freshly right to your front fresh door. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make fresh, home, fresh cooking, fresh, fun, easy, and freshly affordable. That is why it's America's #1 meal kit. That is fresh. Fall is busy, but you have leaves to rake. You don't have time to cook a long, complicated meal. However, HelloFresh recipes have your back. They save you the time you'd otherwise spend out in the yard being miserable, chopping and cutting and raking and all of that nonsense, so you can get back to what matters, watching sports and reality TV. HelloFresh's family-friendly menu is a big win for back-to-school season as well, with easy, delicious recipes for drama-free dinners. And you get better value. HelloFresh is over 30% cheaper than shopping at the grocery store, with pre-portioned ingredients that ensure you won't spend money on excess food that ends up going in the trash. So go to HelloFresh.com/face14 and use code FACE14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. That's fresh. That is HelloFresh.com/face14 and use code FACE14. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
I have the footage.
I expected to see it.
So how do we do this? Do you want to just play it? Like upload it, or do we talk about it first?
No, I feel like I could just stream my screen through Discord.
Okay.
I put a little bit of music on it, a little bit of pizzazz, put a little outro on it. I've done some work on it. Do you want to just see it?
Yeah, I would love. There's nothing more that I'd like to. Oh my god, please.
But while you're getting this ready, how long have we been talking about this stupid trick?
Over a month.
Well, yeah, in real time, like a month, but in episode time, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, probably.
That's possible, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like the culmination of like a probably six or 7 episode arc.
Yeah.
When these people finally get to see this trick, which
when I get to finally see it.
I'm going to say this. We roll up on the scene, and after Gavin kind of gets the hang of it, he goes, I'll be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a much smaller trick. And that made me feel good.
A smaller trick. Is this the most impressive? Have you ever done a bike trick before this, Geoff? Is this your first trick?
I'm 46 years old, man. I've been doing bike tricks my whole life.
Well, okay. I felt like, I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I think I peaked somewhere around 13. So I think it's all been downhill from then. But I used to do a lot of BMXing and skating when I was younger, for sure. And I'd like to point out that when we watch this trick, when we finally get to it, I am not driving. This is not a trick bike. This is like a Cadillac. It's a big, smooth, heavy, beautiful, just put your hands back behind your bed and ride smooth kind of bike. So it doesn't have a lot of maneuverability. I'll preface it by saying that.
Okay, is everyone ready?
I have it. Yes, please show me this trick.
Here we go. Playing the bike stunt. Here we go.
How long is this? Okay, so we're in. Wait. Okay, wait.
Oh, shit! That's fucking awesome! Boom! Yeah! I dropped my kickstand. It's back up. Rolled it out.
That's a lot to take in.
It just keeps
Holy
going.
shit, let's watch that 100 more times. That was amazing.
So, what was your reaction upon seeing the completion of the trick?
What, in real life?
Yeah, in real life. You get everything there. You're feeling the camera. Did it live up to your
Let me just say, before he gets to say that, I'll say that he had the benefit of seeing that trick, I don't know, 10 or 15 times, because we got to do it. He had a front row seat over and over and over again from every angle you can imagine.
And I first want to say, great trick, Geoff. Good job. I'm happy that you landed it. I don't understand how you could do that 15 to 20 times. You went up and over a thing, and then you just through the momentum of going down went over a little. Yeah, you got a little bit of air.
I went up a bank about 6 feet in the air, and then I went down it past a bridge into a culvert. At this point, that's another 3 feet down, and then I went up the other side, did a sweet fucking jump, and then landed and rode it off, smooth as can be.
I don't understand what the failed attempts would look like. I feel like that's what it should.
There were no failed attempts on that day.
Okay.
I when I first saw the trick, I feel like I just fully didn't know what I was expecting. I was expecting him to just basically just do a bunny hop over something. So the fact that it extended all this, like, the fact that he covered so much distance was a shock to me. And when he did it, I was like, huh, all right. Because it wasn't like it was a letdown. I just fully didn't know what I was going to see, and I assumed it would actually be smaller than what it was.
So do you think that if it was less distance, you'd be less impressed? This is the stretching of the thing, the distance covered?
I was really hoping we would be slow-moing maybe like 1.5 inches of air as Geoff like pops some sort of water system. I don't know. But the fact that it was quite long and he actually did get quite good air, it made it less funny. So that's why that's why I did the punch-ins and the jet sound effects.
I mean, that added a lot to it. I will say I think to me, the subtle funny thing of that video is the end when Geoff is riding in slowly and then it goes to slow motion. I couldn't tell when the slow motion started. He was going at such a slow speed for that cut in.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because of the timing of the music. I wanted it to kick into slow-mo when that music kicks in, but I had to like extend the run up just by slowing it down. So he's at like quarter speed coming up to that.
I see. So that's on your end. I thought that was just Geoff's natural speed.
He was booking it up to that bit.
I was going pretty fucking fast. Yeah. And I'd like to point out too, that the point of this trick was never to go and find a cool trick and do. It's that I ride my bike through that ditch every fucking day, or probably 5 or 6 days a week. And you just like, you ride over the same spots over and over again. You want to just like, you get bored. So I was like, I bet I could ride up there. But then I'd get stuck in this culvert. And then you're like, oh, can I jump my way out of the culvert? And then you're like, oh, I guess I could. And you try it a few times slowly and you fall. And then I showed Gavin how I wiped out on the wall that I rode, and kind of explained to him how that wipeout went, and which was a fucking terrible and terrifying wipeout, let me tell you. And but it was more of just like you just like driving my bike by that every day and just having it like itch at you, be like, I want to do something more fun here than just go down this path. And then I came up with this awesome fucking badass trick, and then I did it, and then I did it 1 billion times for Gavin. And that wasn't even the best air I got. The best air I got was huge, but we decided to redo it for some reason.
Wait,
was
why?
The best air on like when I was filming the first bit?
I think it was the time before that one.
Yeah, you're probably a little bit far away.
Yeah,
I wanted to get you nice and big in frame.
I mean, that was a trick for sure. I don't know what.
I feel like you're let down, Andrew.
It's not that I'm let down. It was great. I don't know. Like.
My favorite part is that the bike clearly not a tool design. It lands and it almost like snaps in half, and the kickstand comes down and bashes the ground. The chain goes flying.
In every slow-mo shot we have, you can see some in some of the other ones, the chain is like 80% on the ground. It somehow puts itself back together.
I think it's not that I'm underwhelmed. I think I'm whelmed. It was what I was expecting.
You're whelmed.
It's
a whelming bike trick, Geoff.
It was a whelming. It was a solid. It's very much a they were who we thought they were moment. Like it is what I thought it was, and it was good. The edit. I mean, great video, great bike trick, Geoff. What I want is the continuation of this, because you said you go through that all the time and you're expanding. Is there more for you to do? Is there more ground to cover?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more opportunity there for me.
So like
it's
a year from now, we might get multiple zigzags. You might be zigging up and down. This could be an expanded trick. This is just like the trial run.
It's entirely possible for sure. But you can't force it. You gotta let inspiration strike. I feel like it was somehow simultaneously more and less of a trick than you thought it would be at the same time, Andrew.
It is. There's more to it. I think it's the bike is the thing too I need to consider. As you said, not designed to do that. It almost explodes on impact, which is very funny.
If I was on a tiny a little trick bike, yeah, I would have been first. I thought I got about 4 feet higher on the jump. It would have been way easier to get up and to go over that drainage ditch. That my bike does not turn that fast, and it's like you can't really see it, but the angle I got to come out of that tunnel. And then make the hard cut, it's very difficult on that bike.
Now, does the pedal assist help with the speed? How much is that influencing your height?
I would say the pedal assist provides most of the help at the beginning to get through the tunnel and up that ramp, and then it's just gravity and pedal and me after that.
How far down the tunnel are you?
Oh, I'm very far.
Yeah, that's okay. See, that's a whole layer I didn't realize. That's not shown. I just assumed you were waiting and then you pop out.
He came out of that tunnel like a bullet.
I came out of that tunnel very
Well, he's
fast.
on a pedal assist bike, Gavin. I don't know what that means as far as distance goes. He doesn't have to build
I came out of the tunnel hauling ass. It's slowed down to like a quarter speed or something.
Okay. That was a great trick.
5% speed.
I think what you're missing, and hopefully Gavin will understand, is when you stand in this space and you see the totality of it, you see, like when you're in the ditch and you see how tall and big everything is around you, then you understand the scale of what's going on, which is a totally different thing.
I agree. Honestly, it's warming up to me over time. I think I needed time to process the trick, really understand the specifics of it. I'm not a big bike guy. I just hearing the extent, bringing up great details of the pedal and knowing the speeds. You've sold me on this. That is a great trick. And I'm very excited about the extension of this going forward. Like a year from now.
Would you attempt it yourself?
On the same bike that Geoff's on, like that type of bike?
Yeah.
I've never ridden that type of, I don't know what that'd be like. So it's hard for me. I think I would, because if I eat shit, I eat shit. That's
well,
fine.
I also, if you guys are interested, I have a BMX in storage. I can pull out and pump the tires up, and then we can just start getting tricky.
I want to know what getting tricky means to you. I'm very excited about this. I'd love for you to get tricky, Geoff.
We can just start like making that a focus of things, you know? It's not like I don't have 46 years of daily bike riding behind me. I may not be in the weeds. I may not be at the 9th Street trails in Austin hitting fucking tabletops and stuff at this age, but I still have the cumulative experience of all of my bicycle knowledge and all the dumb shit I've done in the past. I'm all about listen, you put a camera in front of me and I'm on a bike, I'll do some shit.
Could you get air and then like spin the handlebars? That's a thing they do, right? That's a bike trick.
I've never tried that in my life yet.
Okay.
But I would.
So you get on the trick bike. Are you trying to reclaim former glory, or are we like, we're going into uncharted territory? We're trying some tricks.
I don't have any former glory. There's no former glory to attain. It's more of like, is it fun and is it footage? And so far, in my experience, the answer to both questions was yes. Like, Gavin and I actually, because we were in that ditch for, I don't know, 11 hours, maybe. It was
a lot of effort.
Yeah. Is that we were joking about how much effort it was for how little reward, probably, but also how much fucking fun that amount of effort for that production was. And like, we both were like, I wish we could do this more often. I wish we could come up with other dumb things to film and put this much effort into it for such a stupid thing.
Well, I think
I'm really into the idea of all these little side bits that we do, especially now we have a YouTube channel. Is that where we're going to put this stuff, or is it going to be on Instagram?
Yeah.
No, I think YouTube. I think it could go on Instagram as well, but I think this is definitely.
I can make you a square version for Instagram if you want.
That'd be great. Yeah, we could put that up on the socials, and then we'll put the full video in all its glory up on YouTube.
I want to know what Eric thought of it. Eric and Nick, if they had any.
Yeah, please
Geoff's
weigh
stuff.
in. Please weigh in.
That was not the type of bike that I was anticipating you riding and doing a trick on. When the kickstand hits the ground and then comes back up, I thought the rest of the bike was gonna explode. I was I was worried for you landing on that front tire so hard. Like, I know you would have told us, like, and then I just went like, over the front and ate shit, like if that's what happened. But like, man, the way your front tire hit, I was like, oh, that's the opposite of tricks.
That was the least clean run we did. And it was the only one where I tried to tabletop it a bit in the air and I ended up landing further on the front tire than the back. And two things. One, probably one of the less impressive of the jumps because of that, which is also why I think we should use it because it was goofy. Also hurt a lot.
Yeah, no, it looked like
You
it
see
did.
like all of the compression through the bike. Like first the front tire is like pretty square on landing. The back tire, if you watch it, it gets totally bent to like the left. And then your wrist is like the next thing to receive the impact. And then your sunglasses drop down. It's like you can see the shockwave traveling all through the bike into the top of your head. It's great.
Yeah, I felt it from my right wrist up to my elbow for at least 24 hours.
We did different angles of the jump. Like there's like a closer up angle, but it was a much cleaner landing and it wasn't nearly as funny as that other wide shot. So I just left it on that.
I will say that besides like the jump, my favorite part of the video is you, I guess, like sliding in at the end and just how long that goes on for.
A very long time.
A very long time that
Now, in
you were
fairness,
sliding in.
The face music is like 30 seconds. I had to draw it out. It's long. It's a long ending, all right?
I want to watch it 6 more times. That's the I want to see every the people listening to this get the joy of analyzing it. I want to see Geoff's face on impact.
I mean, I could give you an analysis pass if you want a second viewing.
I'll also say, too, my favorite part of the video is something that no one has pointed out yet. Gavin noticed it immediately, but nobody else has pointed out, I think, the low-key best part of the video.
What is your favorite part?
Let's see if you notice it on another pass.
Oh, we doing a second pass?
I'd love to do a second pass. It takes like 20 minutes to get to the pass.
Yeah, I don't know that we have to. I just was wearing it was just the shirt I was wearing.
Okay, let's do I'd love if it just immediately works, I'm all about it. Okay, this is great. So let's reevaluate the second thing.
right.
So you're far down the tunnel. I appreciate there's no showing how far the tunnel goes, so we're just gonna have to assume that you're
pretty
far
far.
down.
Well, I mean, in an analysis point of view, this is actually in slow motion at the beginning. I only have it only records for 5 seconds, so Geoff is like here. It's just in slow-mo. And I speed up and he shoots out. All right, you
Okay.
ready? Analysis
ready.
pass.
Okay, really long tunnel. The frame. Look at Geoff's positioning. The back, the legs, perfect landing.
It's the audio commentary.
Through the air, Geoff looks surprised and a little bit fearful.
Clips a few leaves.
I was looking at the bike last time. I'm purely looking at Geoff this time. Impact, immediate in the hands, immediate in the face.
Where did you get that shirt?
Hey, I got a fucking awesome shirt is what I got.
Yeah, where did you get that? Where
a
can
great
we
shirt.
get that?
I bought it on eBay.
No way,
What's on
really?
eBay?
Yeah, I bought. I got more than that. There are multiple Don Zimmer shirts available to buy. That just
Damn
happens to be the one I was wearing
That's
that day.
awesome.
I know. If we could figure out a way to license that shirt, I would love to make a face version.
I mean, would it just be a case of contacting that photographer?
Probably contacting that photographer. It's fucking.
Or is it like MLB
we should
owned?
sell that. I mean, I'm sure I bought it on eBay, dude. I'm sure it's not an official shirt, but we should officially sell that shirt. It's fucking awesome. Dude, I look good. I look young. I look fit. I look healthy. I got a tan. I got a cool shirt on.
Watch the back tire here on landing.
That was the first thing I watched.
It lands on like the skewed
Okay.
bit. It like bounces and wiggles over.
God damn, it hurt.
I really thought the chain popped off the first time I watched it.
It does. It just pops itself back on every time. God damn, dude. And that was legit maybe the 14th attempt.
I think it was the 8th.
Or 8th. I was running on empty by the end.
Yeah, after that one, and like you were all hunched over to the side. In my head, I was like, he's gonna eat shit on the next one. I really should make him do it again. Although eating shit would have looked amazing at that frame rate.
I gotta say, I felt like there was no way for this trick to live up to the hype just because of the unfortunate way that we recorded this summer and we just had to keep pushing it off. But I'm still, but that being said, I think we did about as good a job with it as possible.
It was a surprise because in my head, this was going one of two ways. So it's either going to be way, way more impressive than I could have imagined, or like Gavin said, you're going to get an inch of air off this little jump and it would have been funny in a completely different way. You landed perfectly in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a good trick. Not the greatest thing I've ever seen. Impact, fantastic. What is the best bike trick you've ever done, Gavin?
not sure I've ever done a bike trick. Oh, I used to do that thing. Was it Ghosty?
I don't know what that is. I have no idea.
You like start riding your bike down a hill and then you jump off and it keeps going and then you run and try and catch up with it and get back on it before it crashes into a parked car.
That's an awesome trick I've never seen before. You got to do. How do I film?
Find me a hill.
Okay, and you'll teach me how to use the Phantom?
Yeah, I feel like this is a great little window into, like, it's like a new avenue of little shitty, high-effort side content.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Face Originals. Isn't that what we called it?
Yeah. And also, it was nice to, like, as we were walking out there, we were just talking about Face. We were talking about some different aspects of the show. We were talking about how it's kind of sad that we can't easily record with Andrew in person, but we were also talking about how much fun it is, Andrew, just to imagine you. And probably our own imagination of you is way better than the real you, potentially.
Wow. I don't know how to react to that.
Well, the thing is, I've met you twice. And you know, it's been fine. One of the times you didn't talk to me or stand up because you were stuck in a chair. And the other time, I assume it was the first time we met and it was very brief. So all of my best experiences with you have been just your voice and imagining you in person.
That's true. We've definitely spent more time in that space. But I mean, that's for all you guys. It's just the distance.
But who knows? You might be a blast in person.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
The fact that I don't... Okay, well, if you don't, I was going to say, I don't know if that means I'm not. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, I just haven't spent that much time with you.
Okay.
You guys are in constant communication.
Yeah,
we spend time together constantly.
I mean, in real life.
You don't spend any time with me in real life, dude.
What do you imagine is going on? Like, what levels of fun? What are you missing in the physical experience? What are you hoping for?
I don't know. I just feel like the little snippets of your life that we hear about or see in picture form.
Okay. You want to be in my kitchen at 1 a.m. with a kettle stuck on a ramen bowl is what you're saying.
I think that is. I think what he's saying is, and if I'm hearkening back to the conversation we had, the imagining you going through these situations is probably more fun than seeing it in person, but it would still be fun to see in person.
Yeah. I just it's going back to like how the audience all thought you were sat in the dark in like a dingy cupboard. It's like it's the imagination of you that's so intriguing.
Yeah.
But it's not like I could be, we should do this for an episode one day. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't have the energy. But if I could probably walk out of my house right now, get in my car and drive to Gavin's house and be there in less than 7 minutes. But we don't ever do that. Like, we never spend time together in person.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a good excuse. We have spent a lot of the last decade. I mean, we lived together for several years.
Yeah, but I guess that's true. I guess I'm discounting all the time that we lived together.
I was reminded of a situation the other day. It might have been in your drinking days. I'm not sure if you remember it.
It probably was.
It was in the morning. I just woke up. It was probably like a Saturday. I assume you'd been up for a bit. It was probably like 8:30. And I walk out into the main living room, and I think you're playing some video game. And you were like, the couch layout, you were like sat slightly in front, like where you were on the TV, and I just sat on like the corner of the couch in the back. And I was like, oh, and you made some sort of noise as if to acknowledge me. And I think Poppins was there too. Like it was that long ago. And then I was watching you play for a bit, and you were just playing away. And then I said something about the game you were playing. I was like, what does it mean when you do that? And you went, ah! And you didn't know I was there. And it turns out the acknowledgement noise, you'd either been like saying something to the dog or you just made like a grunt or something that was completely irrelevant to me. You had no idea that I'd come out of my room and sat behind you. And we scared the shit out of each other. And that was like some of the joyous moments of us living together. Do you remember that at all?
No, I don't remember that at all. If it was Poppins, though, I remember the house.
We've spent thousands of days together.
It's true.
What?
And with Andrew, I'm at 2.
And so much of it was focused on making content together, too. Like, so much of it was us building shit in Minecraft or whatever for the other job.
Yeah, it was usually like at least a few hours every Saturday and Sunday we'd be in Minecraft.
I remember there's another time we spent together, Gavin, and you laughed at me. So I don't feel like you're missing out on the experience.
What did I say?
No, it's not what you said. You laughed at my actions. We went to an arcade. It was you, Caleb, and I went to Pinballz one time.
Oh.
And we were rotating out. I don't know if you'll remember this. We're rotating out on a Time Crisis machine, and I held the gun like you're supposed to hold a gun, and you, Caleb, just laughed at me. That was that's an experience you had. But I also wasn't a fun time. I remember I found there's like a, what do you call like the quarter machine, like the coin? Is it a coin pusher? Where like the thing goes in and out and you drop coins into it and you're trying to get
it's usually like tokens in pinball.
Yeah, I just had a $20 bill on me and I was like, I'll just put 20 into this, and that got me like 10,000 coins. So I spent the entire time just sat at this Wizard of Oz machine while you guys went around and had fun and did stuff. And I was
You gotta
just
get all the
stuck.
cards. Andrew, honest question. What are the chances that I wasn't there?
You were 100% there.
'Cause
Absolutely.
I have absolutely no memory of it.
We picked you up and then we drove to Pinballz, and then Jack showed up later.
Who did you
And,
actually pick up?
It was you. Was this during your drinking days, Gavin?
This is when we're gonna find out that. This is when we're gonna find out. This entire time, Andrew thought Gavin was Dan Grishy or Ben King.
do you know what
Some
I look
other
like?
British guy we know.
I do.
I didn't go. I was never at Pinballz with you.
You 100% were at Pinballz with me.
We need to get. Fuck. We need to ask. I was gonna say Caleb, but he died years ago.
What?
What about? We could ask minor league fan Jack, but we already did that bit.
I could try to call Caleb. I don't know if it'll work.
yeah.
Well,
I haven't talked to Caleb in a long time.
I'm like 99% sure I've never been to Pinballz with you.
It's 100%.
Should we put
happened.
money on it? Should we wait? Is
I
this
would-
a wager?
I would put anything on it.
Surely I'd have pictures of that.
No, we didn't. Like, as I said, I understand why you'd not think I was there, because I was married to a Wizard of Oz machine for like 80% of our experience.
I like Pinballz because nobody goes there to play pinball.
No, I went to the pinball machine and it was fun. There's a bunch. There's a great, but you're right. Pinball's great.
I really like pinball.
It's like the best thing to go do, but you like owning a machine is a nightmare from what I understand. Like, it's one of the worst investments you can have.
Just because of the constant maintenance.
Especially the old ones. Can't get a lot of parts.
Hey, remind me before we end this podcast. I want to take a point of personal privilege to do a clarification on some condiment stuff, but not in a bad way.
Oh, what was the reaction to your participation in the condiment segment?
Well, I'll let me just say, if you want to get into it now, if we're done with the pinball saga, I still think we should figure out some sort of bet.
I agree. Well, let's see. I would
love to know who you picked
Okay, I'm
up.
going to call Caleb right now.
Yeah, please call Caleb right now. And I guess I should say, Caleb is, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know who the fuck Caleb is, why would you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Do you remember
Caleb? Caleb, you gotta let him know you're on a podcast.
Caleb, you're on. I told him that already. He
I didn't
knows
hear
he's on. No, you didn't hear it because I missed it. Doesn't matter. Caleb, do you remember when we went to Pinballz?
To Pinballz?
Yeah, it's the first time I went to Austin. I stayed with you. We went to Pinballz. You took me to Pinballz.
I mean, it sounds about right. I honestly don't have a recollection of it, though.
That's
No one
unfortunate
remembers.
for me. You took me to Pinballz and we picked up Gavin and we all went to Pinballz. Gavin says it never happened. It definitely happened.
That definitely happened.
You do not sound confident.
I'm confident because I know I've gone to Pinballz with you, and I know I've gone to Pinballz with Gavin. And so chances are that you were both there, but I don't remember if you both were there.
Okay.
That's not confirmation. He's like, hold on. His kid's talking. He's like, hold on, sweetie, daddy's lying real fast.
I'd first like to point out how much Andrew nailed having someone on speakerphone come through Discord. That was perfect.
It's not hard. You just
It's not
point
hard. I
the-
don't know how Geoff balls it up with Jack.
You point the thing at the mic.
That's what I did.
So sorry. What your condiments? You want to talk about condiments? I missed.
I
that.
don't think that was I don't think calling Caleb has proved anything.
No, it didn't. It confirms that he's with the Pinballz.
It reminded me that Caleb is content cancer. It was good for that.
That
Oh,
was,
no, he's not.
I'm
disagree
kidding. I'm
strongly.
kidding.
We made a video with Caleb that I think is great.
Yeah, he's
Andrew.
a little screen looker.
Andrew, name anything else that happened at Pinballz that would trigger my memory. Like a conversation we had.
Okay, so what is that game? We also did the thing where the lift goes up and you got to get the key through the hole to win the prize. It's at the front. At that time, it was at the front of the arcade. I did that and you watched. Everybody watched. And then there's somebody who recognized you guys and he ran over and yelled at me. He was like, "No, don't do it. It's not ready yet. Like, that machine will not give you anything. Do not put money into that."
You know what? I 100% remember that.
You remember that?
That was you playing?
I was playing. I was there on the key. You were pointing, I believe, at the thing to try to give me a point of reference of where I was before.
Yeah,
and I didn't
only,
get close.
Go through the slot every 1,000 attempts. Or
Yeah,
something.
and he was like, it's nowhere close to being at that 1,000th attempt. Like the guy, it was like I was about to die or something, or step on a landmine, and the guy was like, "No, don't stop, just
See,
stop."
in my head, that was Jack that was saying it's not ready.
No, well, Jack was there too. He came in the middle, but it was we
Shit.
picked you up and we dropped you off.
You're absolutely right.
Why would I make that
was
up?
you,
What a weird. It was me.
I have that memory, but you're not there. That's so messed up. I wonder who I replaced you with.
Jack, apparently.
Yeah, you
Yeah, but it wasn't
fucking-
Jack playing in my. Ah, yeah.
You copied and pasted Jack over Andrew's face in your memory.
Man, what if we've hung out more than I remember?
I mean, not a lot. It's gone from 2 times to 3 times, but yeah, that is a time.
Dude, that's a 50% increase.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'm excited for the next time we hang out.
We
good.
need to figure. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure.
Oh, not only. Oh shit! Not only.
What's
my
this?
god! Caleb has a fucking picture of it, and he put it up with a date, April 17th, 2015. There's Gavin Free and Andrew Panton standing next to each other playing Time Crisis. And you both
laughed at
look.
me.
By the way, you both look very unhappy.
It was. I think it was the first. No, it was, I guess the second night. I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll be honest,
but
Andrew. I had no idea that there was a picture of us together. It existed.
I didn't know that either. I had no idea. I had no.
Holy shit.
Damn.
What I think is fascinating is that what I remember about that experience, you've disregarded, and the thing that I had to dig up and try to refine in my brain was that was the moment for you. The key.
So
game.
now, what were the terms when Gavin lost? You have to eat the dead wasps now, right? Is that what we said?
That has blown my mind. Andrew, there's a picture of us together.
Yeah. Well, I mean yeah. It exists. I don't know what to say. This is not at all extraordinary to me. This is just the memory I have.
You know, your nose does look sturdy. I'll give you that.
It's a very sturdy nose. It's
God,
unbreakable.
our friend Caleb delivers again. I always say that guy's content gold.
Yep. That's what you always say.
Oh man!
Wow.
Phenomenal.
I feel like such a knob now. Andrew, I'm sorry. I forgot you were there.
Hey, no, that's fine. It was uneventful. As I said, my memory is you guys laughing at me. So it's okay. It's fine that you've erased.
So you were holding the gun
It's
like
funny,
a
that's-
firearm?
That's most of my memory of you guys.
I
with
was.
me.
Were you doing trigger discipline?
Well, that's the thing. I've never really watched anyone else play light gun games. I assume they hold the gun like you're supposed to hold a gun, and you guys thought I was taking it way too seriously, I guess. I just thought I was playing the game. It's not my fault you're lazy at gun games.
Wow, Caleb has impressed me a lot with that.
What a
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
little episode this what a great little gift this turned out to be.
I want to know about the condiments because I feel
Oh,
we keep
right,
touching on
yeah.
it and then pulling away.
Yeah, so I should preface by saying I listened to that episode as I heard my girlfriend listening to it as well, and after she listened to that episode, she had a goddamn intervention with me about whether I'm depressed and miserable or not in life, and I had to assure her I'm in a lovely place right now. But I will admit that that I sound particularly down in that episode, and I'd like to say that part of it, I think, and I don't know if you guys have listened to the most recent episode with the condiment fight.
I
is
remember
that
it.
There's somewhere between, and I don't want to aggrandize, but I think there's legitimately somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes of me yelling at you guys that Nick very rightly cut out.
I think it's a masterpiece by Nick's part for how that episode turned out compared to what it was like recording it.
There's a lot of me articulating the finer points of my argument that got cut, which is totally fine. I think
That's
Nick
not
did
where I
the
thought you
best,
were going with that.
the best possible job of cutting that episode together. But it goes from me like ramping up and then suddenly I'm very defeated. And you miss the part where I explode over and over again and get tired. And so I feel I look very defeated at the end of it. And I guess I was, not to mention the fact that it also happened like right around the time that like my uncle died and I had to go out of town and I was doing a lot of traveling and juggling. And everything in my house was on fire, and I was just like kind of particularly beat down. And then I went on vacation, and I feel fucking great right now. So I had to assuage Emily's fears.
I was worried that one couldn't come out because it was like none of this is funny if the anger is real, in my opinion. And it was getting real. Nick cleaned up some of the more real stuff. And I actually sent him a message afterwards. I was like, wow, you completely saved that episode. I don't know how you did it. That must have been like surgery.
But because of a lot of it being cut, including a lot of like the point of my arguments and the meat of my arguments, there are two little inconsistencies that I've seen pop up over and over again by comment leavers that I would just like to clarify. Take a point of personal privilege to clarify. One, people seem to be, I guess, by the way I wrote my initial recipe or the way it was written or read, people seem to get the impression that the tater tots were a part of the recipe. They never were. The tater tots we were designing the ultimate condiment for tater tots. It was a tot dipper or a tot sauce. And so people keep saying like approaching it like I was saying part of my recipe is to create tater tots. It wasn't. You got to take that out of the like the tater tots are there in Gavin's meal. They're there in Andrew's meal as well. So you can't hit me for cooking tater tots. That's just ludicrous.
I mean, it comes down in general to the fact that the whole thing started from Franch, which is French dressing and ranch, and the conversation was which condiments would you mix together to make the ultimate condiment, and we just didn't tell you that was the origin of it. We just left that out.
That's the other part of the conversation.
Either. It was just omitted because we were all in on it to begin with.
I think that's the other thing that gets dropped, and the other point I wanted to make is I had no access to this French conversation. I had no Breaking Bad context. It literally started for me when Andrew said, "Could you design the ultimate condiment?" And I said, "So I just have to build a condiment?" And you go, "Whatever you want, make a condiment." So I didn't understand the context or the history behind it. I was just trying to make a condiment. The only rules I was given were make the ultimate condiment for tater tots. And in my head, as soon as I heard tater tots, I thought ketchup or cheese. That ketchup seemed like an easy route to go. So I went with cheese, and I went down the cheese route. But I just wanted to make those 2 points of clarification. You stop telling me that I misunderstood the French argument because I never heard the French argument.
Well,
then
everyone else kind of did the same thing, though. I think you went way out on left field. I do like that your two clarifications.
Again.
No, this isn't not heated at all. And anyway.
The thing that you're saying is about to get me heated and unfair. I was trying to be very magnanimous about it.
Jake,
I was just trying to clear up these two little points of conversation. The only information I was given is design the ultimate condiment.
That's totally true.
I didn't have the same information y'all did.
You did not have the French context.
I assume Nick probably had a little bit more of that French context than I did.
No, he did not. He had the same as you did.
The thing is, when I say that it's not fun if the anger's real, I feel like I should also clarify, like when we do get annoyed at stuff in the episode or when stuff is frustrating in our lives, it is real anger. Like it is like we're not just pretending, but it's when the anger ends with, man, do I even want to make this podcast anymore? That's when I feel like it's gone too far. So it's not like we're pretending all the rest of the time. It's just like you don't want it to have a detrimental effect on the people in it.
For sure.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. That wasn't even for me a thing of anger. I was just more confused by everything that was happening. I didn't understand what was going on or why.
Nobody was more confused than me from the constant gaslighting and
there was no gaslighting.
And confusing.
Like see, I'm
not doing a bit. But if you want to get into it, like you literally are telling me, see, I think you've designed a lovely condiment, but what we're asking for is a sauce. And then later on, you tell me this is a sauce, not a condiment. There was a lot of confusing conversation going around left and right there. So I don't want to get upset again. All I wanted to say is that I don't think it's fair for people to complain that tater tots are a part of my recipe because they were a part of everybody's recipe. And
for sure.
Nobody told me about the French conversation. They just said, make a condiment.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's fair.
And so I made a condiment. I made a condiment for tater tots because that's what I was asked to do.
Well, even though that bit didn't go the way that we'd originally planned, Would you be offended, Geoff, if in future I do make your top condiment and eat it on a show?
Would I be offended?
Well, like, is it going to bring up, is it going to bring up the past? Because I genuinely want to eat that. Like, it does
Yeah, it
sound very
sounds
good.
like there was never in question of, is it good? What you made sounds delicious.
Is it, if you do it, no. If Andrew does it, probably. If I'm just being honest, because I know how you would treat it and handle it and deal with it, and I know how he would, and you would be respectful and he would be funny.
Okay. Now I don't know how to process that because I would.
You process it however you feel. It's not meant to be an insult. I just think I know both of your sense of humors. I know how you handle situations, and I think that I think Gavin would be a little. Gavin knows me better than just about anybody, and I think that he would handle it in a way that would keep me from blowing my top.
Maybe it should be the first thing we do in person.
Ooh, a cooking segment.
No, just like they're in the middle of the table. We just tuck in.
Yeah. Once again, I don't want to get into a sauce versus condiment versus dipping sauce versus whether I was taking it too far or whatever. All I'm saying
that
is
was never what
I didn't know about the French conversation. I didn't understand the Breaking Bad of it. It was never communicated to me. And it's weird that people would say my dipping sauce or my condiment was too complicated because you have to make tater tots, because that was a part of it for everybody. I just want to be judged on the same merits as everyone else.
I like that Geoff's two clarifications were the audience is wrong for assuming this, and also you guys are wrong, and it was edited out why I was so right. Those are your two clarifications.
No, my clarification is the audience has misconstrued that tater tots were a part of my ingredient, or were a part of the process, and they're not. Mm-hmm. And two, that I wasn't a part of the French conversation. Those are my only 2 points of clarity, and I don't think either of those pushes that on the audience in any way. I'm just cleaning up a miscommunication. I even gave the audience the benefit of the doubt, and I said I can understand how they would draw those conclusions because of Nick's amazing job of editing it, but he edited out the vast majority of that conversation, and once again, rightly so. So I just wanted to clear up those two little things. It's not an attack on the audience, or it's not an attack on either of you. I feel like I was polite and respectful to everyone involved.
What I've learned from this experience is I would put, and I didn't know this, I would now put definitions of sauce in the same category of people being like, I don't want to talk politics, it's going to get heated. Don't talk about sauce definitions. I tweeted because I made a Venn diagram because I went in because I wanted to find common ground within the episode, and it didn't work. But people are like, I don't consider olive oil a sauce, and I'm like, well, then what is it? Like, what would you consider? What is olive oil?
That's interesting. Like, isn't oil? What is oil?
I think it's so clearly a sauce.
Is it a base?
Well, let me read everydayhealth.com. Well, it's gonna, because I'm curious now too. Olive oil is a liquid fat.
Well, no one's like, you want some fat on your salad. Like, what do you mean?
I'm just saying what the definition of it is on Wikipedia. It says olive oil is a liquid fat.
Andrew, you should try and make the highest calorie salad possible.
Why? Why?
Okay, it's listed as a cooking oil.
Okay.
Culinarily, it's listed as a staple cooking oil.
But you often do
arguing that it was
on
a dipping sauce.
It's also used. Extra virgin olive oil is mostly used as a salad dressing or an ingredient in salad dressings. So,
but it can be dipped in like a bit of oil and vinegar with a bit of Italian bread dumped in there.
Yeah, I had that
really
last night.
good.
I had that last night, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
Eric's gonna blow his top.
How long have we been going for?
I'm in another meeting. People are talking to me while I have to listen to this. I'm fucking losing my mind.
Are you like are you in one ear and then the meeting's in the other ear?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm still in the Face recording, but now they can hear me. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Face. If you guys want to follow us at FacePod on Instagram and on Twitter, check us out on YouTube. You should check out any of the new content that we have on our YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun. Another place for you to consume the content. And we'll see you next time where apparently we're going to argue about tater tots again for a month straight. This is ridiculous.
Into his meeting right now?
Yes.
I like that this guy is complaining.
What's that noise?
This sucks.
I like that this guy's complaining about our content while trying to shut down content.
Oh my God.
Damn, man.
Andrew's face
Jesus
just
Christ.
exploded by the sound of it. What happened?
I'm trying to, because Eric is ending the show. It's like, I want to see what's happening with the fire extinguisher bag. I just cracked it open. Oh my God. Oh.
He just does stuff without any warning.
What are you reacting to? Is it? Does it smell? Is it over? Can you breathe? Oh God!
The Velociraptor.
I'm getting, it's been poisoned now. Oh, poisoned. End the show.
It's bookended with poison.
End the show.
Well, tune in next week when Nick and Eric and I will still be alive.
The wasp spray floated to Canada.